Listen, I'm a black man in America.
I'm asking you a question.
I'm terrified of the police.
Mr. Black Man, I'm asking you a question. How many different sirens did I turn on?
This disgraceful officer racially profiles a black veteran, only to instantly regret it when he finds absolutely nothing. Make sure to watch until the end, as the officers grow even more arrogant and bizarre as the video progresses. On November 24th, 2022, an individual left a gas station when the cops started to follow him, signaling to pull over. He kept driving for a few meters and pulled over at a well-lit area. However, this officer wasn't quite impressed by this and took his frustrations out on the driver even after he complied.
Turn it off. Put your hands out the window. Put your hands out the window. Don't move.
I ain't moving. What's up?
Can you unlock it?
Huh? Reach right there. Man, just
Don't
reach
worry
right
about
there.
it. You keep your freaking hands out the window and shut your mouth. I'll figure it out. Yeah.
He's right.
What's up, officer? What's going on?
What's up?
How's it going?
What is going on?
Come on, you gonna buckle me? I'm chilling. What's up? I'm chilling. What's up? I'm chilling, officer. I'm cool. I'm doing that. I'm doing that. Look at me. I'm doing that. What's up? Come on, man. You resisting. Y'all wildin'. Come on, y'all wildin'. I ain't doing shit now. Come on.
The individual was identified as Braxton Smith, a U.S. Navy veteran, and despite appearing quite chill and showing no harm to the cops, the officers threw him to the ground and slapped the cuffs on him. But the worst was yet to come.
Act like you didn't want to stop. Hey. What you mean? I got put up in the safe spot. Okay. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Oh.
You have a medical marijuana card, sir?
No.
No. Smoking?
No, 240. You want a voicemail now? I'll put it in comments.
No.
You smoking or not?
What you mean? What's that?
All right. Sounds good.
What's up with this?
Let's see. Keep your feet
Is that
out.
something he has, or was that you? That sound?
I don't know. What was that? I heard it too.
Pleasant sound. Thought it was coming from him or you.
Do you have an alarm or something on you?
Huh?
You have an alarm or something on you?
Nah.
It turned out that he was pulled over for nothing more than window tint, yet somehow the officers escalated it into a narcotics investigation. After the unlawful arrest, these thugs went on to conduct an illegal search of his vehicle.
1097 on the 4, Charlie 1.
I got everything out of his pockets. All right, give me your shoe.
Oh, someone law-abiding citizen.
Well, right now, you might be going to jail.
For what?
I'll talk to you about that in a second. Yeah. All right. You're not under arrest.
Okay.
But I have to read your rights so that I can let you talk to me and ask you questions.
Okay.
What makes this spot safer for you than where I tried to stop you?
I mean, y'all hit the lights on me. I ain't want to pull in the middle of the road. That's dangerous for y'all. I didn't want to pull in a well-lit area. You get y'all out of traffic.
Okay.
I ain't stupid.
So do you think that making a safe spot for us is something that you're authorized to do?
I mean, I ain't think they require authorization. I'm trying to be safe just like y'all. I ain't posing a threat. I seen y'all circle
Wait,
at the
so are you
store.
trying to be safe? You're trying to find a safe spot for you or for me?
For both of us.
No, you don't get to do that.
Okay, that's understandable.
You can make a claim that you're trying to make a safe spot for you. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
All right, why is this spot safer than that spot?
It's a well-lit area. I mean, it's not in the middle of the road.
The officer really wondered why a black man would pull over at a well-lit area. I mean, given all the history of racist cops, you really can't blame Mr. Smith for doing this.
But why didn't you stop?
I just told you why I didn't
Because
stop.
you think you're smarter than everyone
Look what you
else.
just did to me. You just snatched me out my car. I rolled the windows down and gave my license, my registration. You ain't read me no right. You snatched me out the car.
You're damn right I did. Why did I do that? Why?
I don't know. I had the slightest idea.
How about because
Run my name.
for 300 yards I had my lights, How many different sirens did I turn on?
Listen, I'm a black man in
I'm
America.
asking you a question.
I'm terrified of the police.
Mr. Black Man, I'm asking you a question. How many different sirens did I turn on? How many times did I lay on my horn?
I have this, like, when you said pull over, I pulled over. You said throw the keys out of the car, I complied.
No, when I said pull over was back there when I turned my lights and sirens on. Get in the car.
Okay.
Damn, you know the more.
Get in the car. Shut your mouth.
7-7 for the car.
Yeah. He said, what's him?
Yeah, I think he was trying to figure out if he should say yes or no to that question. Dude, I thought he had like a clip right here on his belt line for like looking like an inside the waistband holster. And I thought maybe that's what he was. It was that. That's.
The officers conducted a thorough search of his vehicle and found nothing illegal. They did find a legally registered firearm in Smith's name.
I know you heard the different sirens, the different tones, the horn. All that are indications that, hey, you probably shouldn't be picking what's a safe spot for me to stop.
In the trunk. Like it got placed there from the front. Was he reaching around in the back there? I mean, the seat goes down. He could have easily have reached over, pulled the seat down, and put it where it is.
Look at this bullshit. Not getting high-speed gear again. Freaking screw popped out. Was the seat pushed down like that?
No, we opened it to see if you could, and you could. So I have his line. I'll call and do a. I don't really want to touch on mine. It feels warm to the touch, yeah.
Where'd you buy the firearm?
Pawn shop on Lenny Boulevard.
The store?
Yeah, pawn shop.
You did the paperwork?
Yeah, it might be in the car.
Okay. Well, when'd you get it?
It's been within a year.
Okay.
Even after realizing that the firearm was legit, the officers were stunned, with nothing to justify an arrest. That is when the unhinged cop started grilling him about the purchase, only to get completely shut down by the veteran.
So you did all the paperwork, the background check and everything?
Yeah.
So why would they, how come you can buy a gun but you can't have a CWL?
Hey, so what's the process of buying a gun, right? You go through the background. I've bought guns my whole life, bro. I'm a veteran. I'm served 10 years in the military.
So why wouldn't you be able to get CWL is what I'm trying to get to.
But why is that an issue if I'm within my legal limit? That's what I don't understand.
Because I'm wondering if you're a prohibited possessor or just prohibited from purchasing or from what?
If I was prohibited from
I
purchasing,
know.
I would not be able to
You don't need to know what it
gun.
means. I know what it means.
Right or wrong, right?
I know what it means. You don't need to know what it means. I'm just trying to ask questions to determine which category you fall into.
Why, if I'm within my legal limit, why does any of that matter?
What does legal limit mean?
If I can purchase a firearm, I can ride with it in my vehicle, right? If it's in the trunk,
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
That's the law I studied, the Florida gun law. That's the law I abide by.
Great. Do you mind if I ask questions to verify that?
Of course.
Okay, cool. So you did the background check,
yes.
right? And you purchased it, but when you did a background check for the CWL, they said no?
Well, I don't understand where these questions going. Like, it's
All right.
Moments after realizing their suspicions were baseless, the officer returned and tried to smooth things over with Smith, but he still wasn't willing to let the innocent man walk away without facing some sort of consequence.
So here's what we're gonna do, okay? I'm not going to take you to jail for felony, right? A fleeing charge, even though you are eligible, and it would not be hard to explain why I believe that. But I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and go ahead and say that I think you truly just were severely mistaken about the law. Okay? So, well, that's not safe for anybody. It's not safe for you. It's definitely not safe for me. Okay? Because when people do what you did, they're usually stuffing a gun under the seat, pulling a gun out from under their seat. I mean, I'm glad that you can laugh about it, but my wife and kids don't laugh about it. My wife and kids don't laugh about it. Okay? I'm glad you can laugh about it. Alright? But the truth of the matter is that that's what I deal with. Okay? So when you're driving down the road, trying to be cute, thinking that you're smart, really what you're doing is just amping the situation up. So we could have I could have walked up to your car and said, hey, I stopped you because your windshield's tinted, your front windows are too dark. This is the reason for the stop. Can I have your license, please? Thank you very much. We could have done all that. So that's why I said, that's why you had keep your hands out the car. I don't want you taking, it takes half a second for you to grab a gun and shoot. It takes me, on a good day, 1.8 seconds to grab my gun and shoot. So that means I can get shot about 3 or 4 times before I even get my gun out of the holster. Right? So these are the kind of odds that I got to deal with, man. And that's why what you think is aggressive, all right, we didn't hit you, we didn't bam you, all right, we let you go to the ground on your own, right? But it is what it is, man. Like, if you were intending to do me harm, I can't give you that option, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you one fix-it ticket. You got 2 windows that are too dark. Your front windows are 20%. All your windows are 20%. That makes the front windows too dark. And you got a windshield that's tinted, okay? Yeah. All right.
The officer decided to issue tickets for the tinted windows, but to make things even more absurd, his computer malfunctioned and he couldn't even print one.
Face that way so I can take these off. So my traffic program is messed up, so I can't write a ticket right now. And we have gunshots down the road that I'm going to go respond to. So those 2 reasons are getting you out of the ticket tonight, okay? Your front windows are too dark though in your windshield, just so you know. Huh? Where you left it.
After this disgraceful treatment, Braxton Smith filed a complaint with the police department. An internal investigation concluded that he wasn't racially profiled and that the officer had a legal basis for the stop. However, they did find the officer's behavior inappropriate. He was placed on administrative leave, required to complete anger management training, and ordered to review the law. Still, this was not enough for Smith, who now plans to file a lawsuit against both the officer and the city. Now, this next corrupt cop thought that he could have an easy target, but he quickly regretted the decision to make this unlawful stop.
I used to be a police, so I'm just asking why everybody's been asked for the ID. If you stop.
A group of friends were rolling in their car when a police officer drove past them and shined his flashlight directly at them. As strange as it was, he immediately pulled them over, and the reason for the stop will shock you.
Hello guys, how you doing today? Good.
How you doing?
Good. Do you want where we're stopping you today?
No.
The speed limit on Kaylee's 30 miles an hour.
So, you stopped me? I was speeding?
Yes, sir.
When you were coming toward me?
No, sir, I got behind you and pace clocked you at 40 miles an hour.
No, I'm asking because when you were coming toward me, you had shined your light in my face. You were...
Yeah, I visually estimated your speed. That's why I turned around and got behind you and confirmed my visual estimate with the pace clock in my vehicle. Do you have your driver's license?
Yeah, I do. Can you give me my bag right there?
Are there any weapons or anything in the car? Before
No.
you go dig in your bags?
No.
I'm not saying it's against the law to have weapons, I just want to know about
No,
that.
I don't have weapons.
Okay. Whose car is it?
It's a rental.
Oh, it's a rental? Okay. Do you have your ID on you, sir?
Oh, wait.
GPS signal lost.
Where are you guys going tonight? Any places fun?
We're dropping off some stuff at one of the local clubs.
Still live in Illinois?
I'm sorry?
Yeah. Does everyone still live in Illinois?
I do.
Oh, okay.
The officer claimed that he visually estimated the speed, and even though the dash cam clearly shows that they weren't driving over 35 miles per hour. But his arrogance quickly crumbled when he realized the person he had pulled over was a fellow officer.
It's in my bag.
Do you have any idea on you?
Yeah.
Go and get it for me, please. Thank you. That's not your wallet?
Is it on the floor?
Yeah.
It's black?
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Here. Step right there.
Is anyone from Florida?
No, we drove down here.
My ID is Illinois, but I just moved here.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have your ID on you?
It's in my bag in the trunk.
I used to be a police, so I'm just asking why everybody's been asked for the ID. If you stop. I'm just asking why everybody's been
We
asked.
just want to know who we're out with, that's all.
Okay, because I'm used to be a police officer, so I've never had to deal with everybody in the car getting their IDs.
Yeah, we just like to know who we're out with.
If it's just for speeding, that's why I'm trying to see what's going on.
Like I said, we just like to know who we're out with.
Okay, is there something going on in the area?
Not that I'm aware of anything particular, no.
Okay. Okay. Because when you were coming toward me, I saw the light. It kind of blinded me, and I thought something was wrong because I saw the light flash in my face.
Well, like I said, I visually estimated your speed, and at that point, I looked to see who was driving. Because let's just say, you know, the car runs from me or whatever, I want to be able to identify the driver. And I got behind you and pace clocked you, and that's why I'm stopping you today.
Okay. All right.
The officer's tone shifted instantly the moment the driver mentioned he was also a cop. To confirm, he began asking him police-related questions on the spot.
Where were you a police officer?
St. Louis in the city of Atlanta.
St. Louis, Missouri? And then again in Atlanta?
Yeah, I moved. I transferred because I got tired of being in St. Louis. And
What do you mean you transferred?
I transferred. They were paying more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was making like 38,000, and Atlanta was paying like 45.
Did they take like laterals? Like did they give you time for your?
Yes.
Okay. What did you do about getting a certificate out of Georgia?
After I resigned, I didn't think about doing it anymore.
No, I mean like how did you carry over your certificate?
Oh well, doing the ladder program, they just did the accreditation from St. Louis Police Academy because you get the same credits as you do with them.
So they have like an equivalency of training kind of thing?
Yeah, I only did like 8 weeks.
Okay.
And then,
that's what I was asking. I didn't know if they like honored it or whatever. How that worked.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where's that from? So how long were you total?
St. Louis was about 4.5 years.
And what's your birthday?
Atlanta was about 4.
Okay. What were your assignments?
1994. I did some intern in car theft.
Okay.
And I did a little bit of homicide, but mostly I just a beat cop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was just curious.
Oh no problem.
Just sit tight, guys. As long as your licenses come back and valid and stuff.
Okay.
No tickets tonight. I don't want to like enjoy writing tickets or anything.
I understand. I appreciate it.
Just one of those things.
Okay.
And the officer even decided to let them go without a ticket and just a warning. But the former cop knew it was a stop for fishing. Moving on, here is another cocky cop who messed with the wrong auditor and immediately got schooled.
And then you were relocated here. This is what was dispatched to me.
Okay,
and you're parked in front of somebody's house. This is not a normal place for people to be parked.
Okay.
And I am asking you to identify yourself.
Okay.
Okay? And you have to, by law, identify yourself. I need your ID, sir, to verify who you are.
I have to identify myself if you suspect me. Florida, is this a Terry stop? Am I being detained?
You are, right now. Yes, you are.
Under suspicion of what crime, sir?
Loitering and prowling.
Do you know what loitering is?
I do.
Under the statute,
sir,
loitering?
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to give me your driver's license here in a minute, or you're going to go to jail for resisting.
Okay.
I'm being honest with you.
I'm going to give him a license, then I'm going to file an internal affairs complaint on you for violating my Fourth Amendment right.
The investigator was forced to hand over his ID under the threat of arrest, but the officer was about to realize he had messed with the wrong guy.
If you want to sit around and wait for a supervisor, we're more than happy to do that.
Well, you got no problem sitting here detaining me.
Do you want to sit around and wait for a supervisor?
I asked for a supervisor. I'd like for you to call a supervisor. I'm glad you got a smile on your face while you're violating my rights. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I suggest you refresh yourself on the law and what reasonable suspicion is. You go ahead and smile now. I will be filing an internal affairs complaint against you. Not that your corrupt internal affairs will do anything about it. Apparently you boys in blue don't know how to break that line.
He wasn't about to let the officer violate his rights and walk away unchallenged. While waiting for the supervisor to arrive, he put the deputy in his place.
There's no public
Yeah, but you
record
also know there's a
exemption
state you have to have a reasonable cause to run my tag through David. That's why that state trooper, that's why the Florida Highway Patrol trooper got sued, right?
Okay, sir, listen. If I ran your emergency contact, looked at your emergency contact information,
Just a minute.
that we're not on.
6429 with a valid
You need to move your vehicle out from in front of her house.
Why?
So you need to move your vehicle out from your house.
So you're saying it's illegal for me to sit there?
Is there even a shoulder? You're parked in the grass. Is there even
It's
a
an
shoulder
easement,
there?
33 feet from the center line. Are you giving me a lawful
You're free to
command?
go. You can go, or you can wait for the supervisor to come.
I'm going to wait for the supervisor.
Please do. Don't go back in your vehicle.
Why can't I go back in my vehicle?
Because I'm standing out here and I don't know what's in your vehicle.
So once again, once the supervisor leaves and you leaves, am I allowed to sit there and stay there? That's a simple yes or no question.
Why are you sitting here?
I am working.
Okay.
The officer clearly needed to revisit the Constitution, though it's doubtful he had ever read it. The investigator was now ready to expose the officer's ignorance.
You've came here, you've required me to show ID when I didn't have to. I'm sitting on the side of a road, I haven't broken a law, and you abused your authority. That gun and that badge doesn't give you abusive rights.
Can I just ask you a quick question?
Sure, go right ahead.
Do you have a house?
Do I have a house?
Do you live somewhere?
No, I live under a rock.
See, now you're being sarcastic, and I'm just asking you honest questions. You're
What
getting
do you
upset. I'm not even
think?
saying so you live at a house. You got private property, right? So you, in your experience,
Yeah.
if somebody was parked right in front of your house like that vehicle is,
Yeah.
would that rouse your suspicion?
Perhaps, yeah.
Would you call law enforcement?
No.
You'd probably go out and handle it yourself.
Probably.
Would you arm yourself and go out there and do it?
May or may not.
Okay, well, not everyone has that courage, sir. They're not as brave as you. So that's when they call us, because this is who we swore our oath to, the citizens of Alachua County.
The investigator made it clear officers swear an oath to protect, not violate people's rights, as the deputy had done in this case. Despite the deputy's attempts to laugh it off and provoke him, the investigator refused to let the situation de-escalate.
Do you think this is funny, Deputy?
No, I do not think
Let's
this
make
is
it
funny.
serious.
I don't think
Let's
this is
talk to
funny
each
at all.
other like two gentlemen, okay? You do understand the Fourth Amendment, right, Deputy? What does the Fourth Amendment guarantee?
I'm not going to sit here. You're,
See, you don't
I'm
want
not
to
gonna
talk
sit here and
about
have
something,
a
you're going to
debate.
lose that.
But you keep shutting me down. I'm trying to explain to you what's
No,
going
you're
on.
not.
and
You're
not
avoiding it. I'm answering your questions, and you don't want to answer mine. Go
I'm trying
ahead.
to explain this very nicely to you, sir.
Suspicion.
I have, and that's all I need.
That-
Reasonable suspicion that a crime is or about or has been committed.
Am I in bizarro world, or is this deputy not understanding the English language? Okay, listen to me once again. In order to require me to ID myself, see,
This
you don't want to
conversation's
listen.
going in circles.
No, because you're not
You're sitting
listening.
here for the supervisor. I don't particularly want to talk to you anymore. You're free to get in your car and leave.
No,
if you want to get in your
you're
car,
not
you can
listening.
leave, or you can wait for the supervisor.
The deputy clearly did not understand that mere suspicion is not enough to detain someone. Reasonable, articulable suspicion is required. The investigator then posed another question, and once again, the crooked cop had no answer.
You have no control or
Then
custody
leave.
over me.
You're not coming
I don't.
near me.
You don't tell me what to do.
I'm telling you, you're not coming near me. You're going to.
I'm not coming near you. I'm looking to see what this deputy. Make sure you don't get a rifle and shoot me. You know, you cops aren't known for shooting people. You want to say suspicion. Suspicion is not a crime. Loitering, which is also contempt of cop, that standard's also not met, because under the Florida statute, you must give me a reason to articulate why I'm in the area I am. I explained to you that I'm an investigator and I'm working. I can tell by your body language, man. I'm a certified interrogator. I've been doing this job for 16 years. All right? Look at your body. Look at your body language.
You can't have a conversation. I
Really?
tried to have a conversation. with you.
What are we doing
And
now?
all you're doing is jumping up and down. You're
I'm
getting all
jumping up and
upset.
down.
You don't know anything. You're being insulting. You're being rude. But you want me to be nice to you. That's
I'm not
how you want
asking
this
you to be.
a
I'm not
two-way
asking you to be
traffic.
nice. You haven't been nice to me. You violated my Fourth Amendment. You're telling me what to do and what I can't do. You told me I can't stay there when I have every legal right to sit there. See, you think that's all okay. Because once again, you have that gun and that badge, and you think that gives you the right to tell people what to do when you have no legal authority to do so.
The deputy was clearly out of his depth, and continuing the conversation seemed pointless, so the investigator decided to wait in his car, but the deputy found yet another issue with that.
But I'm gonna just go wait up at my vehicle.
Sir, listen to me. Do not go. I do not know what's in
I
your
didn't
vehicle.
say in. I did not say
You're
in.
gonna either wait here or you're gonna leave. You're not going in that near
I
that
said I'm
vehicle.
just gonna go stand
You're
over
not
there.
going near that vehicle. I do not know what's in that vehicle, and the way you're acting right now, I don't trust you. You're gonna either stand here, wait for the supervisor, or you're gonna tell me you're gonna leave, and then we're gonna get in our car and leave.
Am I being detained?
How would you like to? What did I just tell you? You can leave, but then we're leaving. That's the bottom line. If you're going back to the vehicle, we're gonna get
Go
out.
ahead and leave. I'll wait for the supervisor.
She's not coming up here by herself. I can tell you that right now. She's not, and I would not allow her.
I'm
to
such a
come up here by
scary guy. Is it okay if I put my ID back in my wallet?
Absolutely.
Okay. I have no weapons on me.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna make any further movements. Make sure you don't pull your weapon and shoot. Okay.
Sir, you can put your ID back in your pocket.
All right. I appreciate that. All right. I'm gonna move now. Okay.
Okay.
It's crazy how these officers continue to violate people's rights under the guise of officer safety. Despite being armed and outnumbering the individual, they seem to be far too intimidated by him to back down.
Has this officer explained to you what's happened?
It's my understanding someone called in about your vehicle being parked on private property.
Okay.
All right. And then that you weren't happy with the way they were handling it. And
Okay.
So they called me.
May I ask you, is what I'm doing sitting here, is that a crime?
If this is private property, yes.
Okay, it's public easement, is it not?
Without looking at...
You know what public easement is,
I know
correct?
what an easement is,
Okay,
yes.
all right. Now, you're a sergeant, so I know you've been on the force for a while.
Correct.
I'm sure, although not semantically accurate with the law, you're probably accurate enough to know how far easement goes off the road. And the fact that someone pulled right off the shoulder is on public easement. I mean, if you would give me that much? Okay.
The sergeant arrived, and although she was much more ready to listen to what the investigator had to say, she wasn't going to side with the truth.
Where I draw the issue is when this deputy over here demanded under the threat of arrest for me to ID myself, when I clearly articulated to this deputy, by the U.S. Constitution, I'm guaranteed a Fourth Amendment right. Not only that, under Florida statute and Florida Constitution, under Florida statute, he must either have RAS or PC that I've either committed a crime or about to commit a crime.
I'm going to stand over here if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So when we make contact with someone, that's the first thing we do is identify them so we know who we're out with.
That's your policy. I agree with that. But again, I'm talking about the law when he has a right to demand under the color of authority code, U.S. Code 18, Section 242, which is deprivation of rights under the color of law. When you all put that badge on and take an oath, you become what's under the color of law. You have authority given to you. And he must meet certain requirements in order to use that authority under the color of law.
It turned out the supervisor wasn't any better, and things quickly went from bad to worse for the investigator.
And actually, under the law, if I'm not allowed to tell law enforcement, I can get in trouble with the law if I tell you who I'm working.
I don't...
Statute 493.
Well, I know in the past when we
What?
have
I never asked you.
I'm sorry?
I never asked you who you're working.
Okay, would you like me to stop the video?
hold on.
You want to stand fast on that, deputy?
Listen, I'm standing here to help. Okay, just...
Yeah, but he just told a lie.
Okay, well, I know in the past when people are working as a private investigator, they will call our communications
Normally, yes.
to let them know I'm out here at this address so we don't get calls like this, right? So
and
we could have avoided this whole
Well,
situation.
no, that's not necessarily true, and you are correct. That's something we normally do. It is a courtesy. It's not a requirement.
Right.
Nothing's going to come of it. All right. I've been doing my activism for years, and you know, it's not a thin blue line. It's a thick line. I used to be part of it. I understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. But I have an issue. I want this gentleman count. I explained to him, it's not that I don't want to give you my ID, but because I'm an activist, I stand firm on my constitutional rights. I explained to him about the Fourth Amendment, and I explained he doesn't have a legal right to demand my ID.
Well, we're here for a call. We're here for a purpose. It's not like this was a self-initiated call. We got a call from a citizen. We have a legal right to be here.
Yes.
The sergeant seemed completely clueless, and despite being educated by the citizen, she continued to side with her corrupt deputy.
For a Terry stop, okay?
This isn't a Terry stop.
Exactly. It wasn't a traffic, and I'm not required to produce ID. This is not a stop and ID state. In the state of Florida, under statute, in order for me to be required to ID myself, you must either suspect me of committing a crime or about to commit a crime, and you must either have PC of that or RAS. He kept on saying his reasonable suspicion was just suspicion. That's what he thinks his standard is for me to be required to ID. And I asked him, sir, suspicion of what crime?
Yes, I would like to, at this point, move on, though, and try to get this resolved. I'm sure you obviously have a job to do, right?
Yeah,
You're on...
But how's it going to be resolved? I would like acknowledgement, and if you don't feel comfortable, I'd like for you to say so for the record.
No, you're not being detained, but anytime, like on a traffic stop, when we approach a vehicle and someone needs to get something out of their vehicle, we walk with them.
Yeah, but it's over with. He was done with me. He said I couldn't get back in my vehicle until he left. He doesn't have any right to control me like that.
All right, like I said, you're here on a job, and I know you said you won't tell us who you work for or whatever. Is there any way that we can confirm that you're here doing a private investigate? Or
I gave my investigator's license.
Oh, you did? Okay, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
It is incredibly difficult to get a police officer to admit wrongdoing. The investigator kept voicing his concerns, but the corrupt sergeant remained stubborn, continuing to flex her authority.
Oh, it's no sense in
Right, like I said, I want to
everything.
move forward at this point and try to resolve it. Obviously, like I said, they were here on a call. She's, you know, a mom, young kids. She's saying, I guess there's a bus stop right down here.
I have no problem with none of that.
So when they show up and make contact with you, they have a right to ask for your identification.
Ask. They have a right to ask. He does not have a right to threaten me with arrest, which he did.
Well, honestly, right when they show up on a call and they ask for your ID and you refuse to give it to them when they're here for a lawful reason, that could be considered resisting without. That is an arrestable offense.
I know the subsection for resisting without violence. It's not. I have 2 cases going to the Florida Supreme Court.
Okay.
One of them is over this very same matter, which I'm about to sue the state for $5 million. All right, so I think I'm pretty well versed on what I'm doing.
The female supervisor was clearly no match for this fierce citizen, who soon realized he wouldn't get anything out of this.
The U.S. Constitution and being a servant to the citizens, I expect you to uphold the law, because you guys take every opportunity to say that I'm enforcing the law. But when I see officers break the law, they're not so quick to stand fast on it. And that's what that deputy has done. He has broken the law by violating my constitutional rights. And I know that's maybe all, we can just brush that aside, that's no big deal, we're doing what we're supposed to do. I'm asking you to really look deep into it, what I'm saying. We're losing our way in this country, deputy. I'd like you to research the law, and if you verify what I said is true, I want him counseled. I will be doing a PRR on his video and audio, and I will be filing an internal affairs complaint because I believe I'm steadying my claim. Thank you for your time, man. Is it okay for me to go to my vehicle? Okay.
This guy was 100% grounded in the law, standing up for his rights and what he believed was the truth. This is how every citizen should handle their interactions with the police. He continued to file a complaint against the deputy, and it is highly likely he will also pursue a lawsuit against the deputy and the city. While this cop messed with the wrong person, this next tyrant made an even bigger mistake.
Get out of the car. Get out of the goddamn car before you get tased. What up, sir? Put this motherfucker in port!
In May 2023, Deputy Creech of the Galveston County Sheriff's Office flagged down Mr. Sanyal, who was approaching a roadblock in the middle of the road. While it seemed like a normal stop at first, things were about to escalate quickly.
Watch out, Haley!
Yeah,
alright. Just bring it out here to where this wreck is. Alright, just I'll call you back. Well, yeah, there's a police car right in the middle of the road.
What's going on?
And you're hauling some of me. Where's your driver's license?
My driver's license is in my wallet, but I'm trying to get home. Right here. What's going on? Why is the road blocked?
Okay, do you see lights and police cars at the roadblock, and you think you're going to drive through it?
I'm going normal speed, but what's going on?
Normal speed, there's a car in the lane of traffic.
I know, why is there a car in the lane of traffic?
Mr. Sanyal was confused by the situation and calmly asked the deputy about what was happening. However, the deputy misinterpreted his questions and, instead of providing clarity, took actions that escalated the situation in an unexpected and troubling direction.
Is that your concern?
Absolutely. It's obviously on the opposite.
You ready to go to jail?
Sir, please, you know.
Sir, please what? How about you come stand in the middle of the road and let a car come hauling at you?
I'm going at like 40 miles an hour, man.
Get out.
Report police lights.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Sir.
Get out of the car.
Get out.
Can I ask you what's going on? Hey.
Get out of the car.
I'm recording all that.
Get out of the car.
Dude, please, I'm putting my wallet in my pocket.
Get out of the car. Get out of the goddamn car before you get tased.
What up, sir?
Put this motherfucker in port!
Man.
Probably one of the worst police interactions you'd ever see. Deputy Creech is definitely one of the worst pigs to ever wear this uniform. And surprisingly, this gets even worse.
I have been going the speed limit. Ow! Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
Can you explain to me what's going on?
You're going to jail.
Without any warning, the deputy tases Mr. Sanyal, and to make matters worse, he cuts off his body camera. Later, he threw the individual on the pavement, smashing his face into the gravel as he placed his entire body weight on him.
Like to request the 23 days.
You can request it. Request the claims.
Uber driver. Yeah, he almost ran us over.
The deputy attempts to mock him by claiming him to be an Uber driver, and also says that he almost ran the cops over when clearly he slowed down in time. Keep watching as the deputy continues to lie.
Okay, but you're okay.
Nope, keep following. He used the Uber driver that tried to run us over.
Well, next up, watch how this attorney completely took this corrupt police chief to the cleaners.
When he said, "Stop talking and just sue me." Okay, Chief, here we go. These are your lawsuits.
Good job, CJ.
Cops often try to intimidate citizens, but the tables turn when they face knowledgeable lawyers who know the law better than they do. Today we'll show you some of the dumbest cops getting completely owned by some sharp attorneys.
I'm a law student here. You're not gonna come over here and try to violate my rights.
In March of 2024, Texas attorney C.J. Grisham did not mince words, delivering a fiery speech that directly called out the police chief's misconduct. His sharp and fearless critique left everyone in the room stunned.
There's a place at the San Patricio County Navigation District at the marina to dispose of oil and stuff. Yeah, there is. It's up there by the harbor master.
Miss Scruggs, you can stay. I'm not going to be saying at this time. I owe you some apologies. One, for the way I dress. As a professional, I've neglected to come to these meetings appropriately dressed, perhaps not looking like your definition of a professional. I've worn t-shirts, I've worn hoodies, when such royalty as yourself deserves Sunday best. After all, I think the mayor said it best when he said we should treat this place with the same decorum as we would a church. Unfortunately, I don't have the access to the city's credit card that the chief does. I can't buy a $1,200 suit. And I ignored the fact that you are to be worshipped in this temple of government, not held accountable. I apologize. Number two.
This was only the beginning as the attorney planned to completely humiliate the chief with his brutal sense of humor and sarcasm.
For the way I talk, I didn't realize that being way down here in southern Texas, it's entirely possible that word of the ratified 1791 Constitution that included the First Amendment might not have hit these parts yet, and that you're supposed to obey them. I meant to bring a copy for each of you, but my scribe ran out of parchment paper, molted flight feathers, a quill, and an inkwell. I apologize. I apologize for the company I keep. Chief Blanchard tried to warn me long ago during a meeting that he recorded and hasn't yet released that Mr. Followwell was a criminal. I should be careful with whom I associate. Apparently criminals aren't allowed to have attorneys or something like that.
Mr. Grisham had been summoned to the council's meeting to apologize, but what followed was perhaps the most creative apology ever directed at the chief.
But we'll find out soon enough. I should have listened. I didn't take the time to see things from a tyrant's perspective. I apologize. But all that changes now. Chief Blanchard was right. Anyone can Google stuff. Anyone can quote case law. We just didn't have the facts. We've just been wrong all this time when we spoke to you about gun rights, when we spoke to you about free speech, when we spoke to you about warrantless searches and faulty warrants based on no probable cause. When we demanded equal treatment of the law, we were just wrong. When we tried to educate you on the meaning of rubbish. By the way, just look in a mirror. After all, Chief Blanchard has been a cop for 24 years now. You all have been tyrants your whole life.
If calling the chief a tyrant wasn't bold enough, the attorney had an even sharper plan to take him down.
Who are we to ignore this experience? Maybe you are the ones that are right all along. Last time I was here, Chief Blanchard gave me some advice, and I'm finally going to obey. It's important to respect and obey our police chiefs. They know better than anyone in this room what is good for us. They're smarter alone on their worst days than all of us are collectively on our best days. Otherwise, surely you wouldn't keep this guy employed as your police chief, right? So I'm taking the advice he gave me when he threatened to arrest me last time I was here for daring to read the words of the Supreme Court. When he said, "Stop talking and just sue me." Okay, Chief, here we go.
3 minutes are up.
These are your lawsuits.
Good job, CJ. Good job, CJ.
This was a brutal takedown of the officer, and Grisham surely ensured these cops can't be let off of their criminal activity. This next lawyer didn't hold back either, making sure the officers were held accountable for their reckless actions.
His father is a minor. I'm an attorney because he's a minor.
I will talk to him in a minute. Get in your car now!
Tell
On February 9th, 2023, attorney Claire Hall noticed a collision involving a high school student and, being a good citizen, decided to pull over and help the boy. However, she had no clue she would be facing some of the most corrupt cops of the city.
Well, so you think he's gonna be taken to the scene, or will he just?
Are you?
I'm not. No, I'm on the phone with his father.
It's my dad.
But how many cars are involved right now?
Not mine. That's mine.
All right, we need to get that off the road. All right, can we get that into the parking lot? We'll take care of him, man.
I'm just trying to tell his father. So
we're in the middle of the highway. All right, can you move your car, please? Thank you. Side of the road, all right?
All I'm saying is I can leave. I just want to tell his father.
You don't have to leave. Just move your car.
I just want you to tell me.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
okay.
Let's have a seat right over there.
Miss Hall wanted to help and was being nice, but the officers saw this from a completely different angle as they became aggressive.
You want to talk to his father here? Why don't you talk to his father?
I'm working. Can you please go sit in your car? You have nothing to do with this.
His father.
I understand.
I'm an attorney because he's a minor. You need to tell me. Is he going to be here?
I don't need to tell you anything. I'm going to arrest you in a second if you don't get in your car. Do you understand me? I'm not kidding you.
You are kidding.
You are impeding an investigation right now, and you're really bothering me.
Go
sit in your car. I will talk to him in a minute. Get in your car now.
Tell him. Take it. No, you do not touch me. Oh my God! Stop it!
What are you doing?
Oh my God! Stop it! Are you kidding me?
Knock it off.
You will be.
Knock it off.
No, get your hands off me right now. Get your hands off.
Yes.
Tell him to get his hands off.
The aggressive cops immediately escalated the situation and went on to arrest the poor attorney, who had nothing but good intentions.
Get his hands off me right now. Oh my God! Are you
Stop. Stop.
No, I'm not stopping. Are you? Stop me, right?
It's recording.
Record it.
I'm wearing a body cam.
Record it. I understand, but why am I under arrest?
Because you weren't listening to anything we were saying.
Oh my God! You're not listening to father or something. Oh my God! Okay, I will come down. Can you please?
Take a breather.
No, you don't take a breather.
I'm fine. How about you stop resisting and you let us put you in handcuffs?
My shoulder is dislocated and you're making it worse.
Well, rescue
Can
team
I
will get you.
please? Yes. Oh my God.
Sit up.
Can you please call Bob Barber?
Sit up.
Call Bob Barber right now.
Who's that?
He's in Narragansett, please. Please call him.
Well, we're not in Narragansett.
This is what you get in this country when you decide to show some goodwill and kindness. Miss Hall was shell-shocked, and the corrupt cops continued to make the matter worse.
Oh my God. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me.
Stop.
No!
Stop talking.
No! No! I just wanted to know, I could tell his father if he's going to the hospital. I'm not even involved in this. I can't believe this.
That was our point the whole time.
I cannot believe this.
That was our point the whole time. You are not involved.
Oh
You are not involved.
I'm a good
We
Samaritan.
instructed you to do something,
I'm a good
and
Samaritan
you refused to do it.
I'm a good Samaritan who stopped to help a kid, and this
Let's
is
go.
what happened. Okay, stop grabbing me. I'll get up on my own. You're hurting me.
Now.
Oh my God, stop it. Ow! Ow! I want my phone. It's over there.
Instead of directing their time on the accident and actually caring about the 17-year-old's well-being, they were focused on getting the attorney to the police station.
Get my shoe. Please get my shoe.
Okay.
Get my. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I cannot even believe this. No. This man is beating the shit out of me. Holy shit. Yes, he is. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is the crazy. I've never. Stop pushing me, please. I will walk. Are you kidding me? You're in so much trouble. I can't even tell you. Oh my God, this is the craziest thing I've ever in my entire. I'm not gonna relax. I can't. I don't have to. You guys, where do you get this motivation? This is bullshit. I need my phone. It's on the ground over there.
The ruthless officers ignore her desperate pleas and go ahead to search her and put her in the back of the cruiser.
I need my phone. It's on the ground over there. Call my husband. He's also an attorney.
Go ahead, get it.
This is so bad. I can't even.
The phone's right here.
Oh, surprise!
Find her key, but the car started up. So it's in there somewhere.
Our key's probably in the car.
And if this wasn't bad enough, you'll be shocked to see how these cops react after arresting her, casually joking amongst themselves.
Yeah, I heard you guys say one in custody. I'm like, oh, here we go.
It was so unnecessary.
Yeah.
But like my tolerance for that is like, I'm just like, listen,
It's
you're
dangerous.
not going to
You're in the
listen to
middle
what
of
I'm
the
saying. We're in the middle of the highway. Get in your car and get off the highway.
Stood her up too. She started screaming like belligerent. The kid was even more freaked out than anything. How old's the kid that was?
I don't know. 05 is his birthday. 17.
That's Mike's.
Do you have your car key on you? Where in your car is it? Okay. Alright, I'll let the tow truck driver know.
The attorney was eventually taken to the police station and charged with 3 misdemeanors. However, just a few days later, she filed a civil rights lawsuit against the city, the police chief, and the 2 officers involved in the arrest. We hope the cops learn their lesson and that she gets the compensation that she deserved. Coming back to attorney CJ, who once again decided to take a clueless cop to a law class.
I have permission to be here.
Who do you have permission to be here from?
By
And who is that?
none of your damn business. How do you know I'm not? Then shut up. Then shut up and deal with what you got here for.
In May 2024, the attorney was giving an interview to a news reporter in a private driveway when officers from the Kirkby Police Department arrived to investigate a trespassing report.
Never set foot on the property. So that's a false report.
He's not filing a report.
Whatever it is, he's alleging that he was on their property and never set foot on it. I set foot on it to get out of the field.
Again, we weren't here. We can only go off what their safety camera showed. Again, we're not. We don't know.
Camera?
They want to show it to us, yes. But at the end of the day, if you set foot on the property, they have a right for trespassing. It's private property.
The officer spoke with the reporter, but things took a turn when they approached CJ and demanded his ID, unaware that he knew the law better than they did.
Sir, do you have any ID on you? Because this is a private roadway.
I know.
Okay, can we get your ID then, please?
I'm not talking to you.
Okay, so.
I have permission to be here.
Permission from who?
I have permission to be here.
By who?
By who?
I have permission to be here.
By who?
I have permission to be here.
Who do you have permission to be here from?
By someone who has permission to give me, or has authority to give me permission.
And who is that?
None of your damn
Is
business.
that one of these residents here?
Yes, it is.
There's only 4 of them.
Yes, it is.
Okay, which resident?
None of your business. I'm telling you, I have permission to be here.
Okay.
You can't trespass me when I'm an invited guest.
You're not an invited guest.
I am an invited guest. How do you know I'm not? How do you know I'm not? Then shut up. Then shut up and deal with what you got here for.
Grisham was under no obligation to answer the cops and aid their investigation. The incompetent cops had gone up against the wrong guy and were about to be humbled even more.
I'm dealing with this, okay? You're telling me you got permission to be here?
I'm an invited guest. It's none of your business. It's none of your business. It is none of your business. It's a civil matter. I am invited to be here.
By who?
By one of the property owners that are abutted along this road.
Okay.
That have a right of way and access to this road.
Okay, and just tell me which resident it is?
None of your business.
That's all we gotta do.
I don't have to do anything to you. I do not have to I do not have to help with your investigation.
Okay.
Now, if you have some evidence that I'm not allowed to be here, well then, by all means, use your reasonable articulable suspicion and your probable cause and do your job, Sergeant Lack. How is my name going to help you determine anything?
You are an attorney that's not supposed to be here, then you're criminally trespassing.
I haven't been trespassed from anything.
The Chicago attorney was sure to stand his ground, and he really made the unfit officers do a historic walk of shame.
Nobody has presented me with a trespass from anywhere. If you want to show me a trespass, go ahead. Yeah, show it to me. I have to be served with a trespass before you can trespass me. And just so you know, it's up to you guys how you deal your own thing, but in order to receive a criminal trespass warning, you're not required to identify. You don't have to give them anything.
What if they take us in, though?
Well, they can't take you in unless they trespass you and you refuse to leave. That's when it becomes a crime. Right now, it's just them executing.
The officers realized they could not match Mr. Grisham's legal expertise and quickly made their way out. Well, if the lawyers weren't enough, here is a law student who takes these corrupt cops to the cleaner.
I'm a law student here. You're not gonna come over here and try to violate my rights.
Yes, I paid you for something. Because you
got my ID for no reason, brother.
In September of 2023, New Mexico State University law student Joel Martinez was called out of his dorm by Officer Prudell after an anonymous tip about him carrying a beer into his room. What followed was an interaction worth watching.
Is there anyone else in here?
No, it's just me.
Okay. You mind just opening the door that way I can see?
What you trying to look for?
I just want to make sure there's no one else in there.
Well,
Start, and then I'll talk to you.
There's no one in there right now.
Okay.
All right.
Come out here and talk to me then.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. So we got a report that you were seen walking into your dorm with alcohol. So
Okay.
Is there alcohol in there?
I don't answer questions. What's your name and your badge number?
Officer Purtle, NMSU Police.
Title and name?
Security officer.
Oh, security officer. Okay.
Okay. Do you have an ID with you?
I do.
Okay. Can I see it?
You suspect me of a crime?
I do.
Okay. What crime and how can you articulate it?
Minor in possession of alcohol. We got a report that you were walked in.
So it's like here that they said thing.
Okay.
It's right. It's like they said that he has.
The officer assumed that the 19-year-old would be an easy target, unaware of how well he knew the law.
So we don't have to go down this route. If you wanna go down this route, we can.
Well, I really don't. But I'm studying right now. I'm doing homework. You knocked on my door. I'm out here. I want to know what's on. You say that they said that there's alcohol in this room.
Okay.
Oh, they saw me.
So I still need to ID you.
No.
And then we need to go from there.
You have to suspect me of a crime.
I do.
You realize that cops in New Mexico don't have qualified immunity, right?
I do that. I do.
Okay, so from here on, let's just be careful with what you're about to do right now. Okay. You're saying that you want my ID, but right now you or yourself can't articulate a crime that I've committed.
Okay.
So
I already explained to you why I'm here.
Okay, I know what you're here, but okay, is my ID gonna tell you if there's alcohol in that room?
No, but I still need to identify you.
Officer Prudell fails to report a reasonable suspicion, and Martinez immediately requests a supervisor, hoping to end the situation.
I need your first, last name, and your date of birth.
No, you don't.
I do. If you don't want to provide that,
you don't want to call Officer Donovan or one of your supervisors here?
Yeah, I can get a sergeant over.
Then calling him because right now, this is not what you want to do right now. Because this is a violation of my Fourth Amendment.
Okay.
Is anything going to happen if I don't identify myself?
You can be arrested for concealing identity, yes.
I want you to say, if you don't ID to me right now, if I don't give you my ID, that you're going to arrest me. I want you to give me that ultimatum.
So, just hold on. You want to wait? You said you wanted to wait to speak to a supervisor, so let's just do that.
Okay, thank you.
And keep your hands out of your for me.
Martinez refused to back down. Shortly after, Sergeant John arrived, escalating the situation with intimidation tactics.
Hi, name and badge number, please.
Sergeant John Lovelace. My badge number is 212.
212. All right, thank you. Officer said here that if I don't ID, I will be subject to arrest. Is that true?
Possible, yes.
Possible, yes or no? I need that ultimatum, or else I won't give my ID.
Okay, so technically right now, yes, you could be arrested.
Could. I need a yes or no. Like, I need you to tell me if you don't give me your ID right now, I'm going to arrest you.
Why would I say that to you?
Because I need that ultimatum, because right now you're asking.
Yes.
And I have the right to say no, because you're asking. It's not a lawful order. Okay. I need you to make it a lawful order.
Detained for suspicion of minor in possession of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
We need to see your ID.
Okay, and if not?
And if not, you could be considered concealing identity.
Because New Mexico statute says that concealing of identity is a secondary charge. I would have to have been arrested or suspected of a crime. No, right now, you hear just hearsay.
Arrested or suspected. You're being suspected of having possession.
On what grounds?
Okay. It turns out the sergeant was no better than the rookie officer. Like him, he failed to understand that they needed a primary offense to justify holding the law student accountable.
Okay, so do you have any alcohol in your possession?
I don't answer questions. On what grounds?
Okay, so you don't have any alcohol in your possession?
God. On what grounds? I don't answer questions. On one ground. Yeah, that's our room, bro.
So here's the deal. By saying could, what we were trying to do is we're trying to be cooperative with you and have you be cooperative with us. So you can help us clear this matter up.
Okay, I gave him my name, Joel.
What's your last name?
You don't need my last name and you do not need my date of birth unless you want to run my name through your system. Are you trying to run my name through the system?
Do you have warrants for your arrest?
I don't answer questions. I don't answer questions. I'm asking questions. I don't. It's my Fifth Amendment. Is it or is it not?
Okay.
Martinez's defense of his constitutional rights were commendable, and it was truly satisfying to watch him use his legal knowledge to outsmart some clueless officers.
Question is that, like the officer told you, you're being suspected of having possession of alcohol underage. So, in that case, the easiest way to prevent this is for you to let us know. Either you got somebody saw you carry a case of beer. You have a case of beer in your possession?
I don't answer questions.
So the next step in this process would be: would you give us consent to check your room?
Nope.
To make sure that
Nope.
you have no alcohol in your possession.
Nope. I do not consent to any searches nor seizures.
Okay, very good. All right. Right now, we do have reasonable suspicion that possibly a crime had been committed.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to investigate that.
Mm-hmm.
You're certainly welcome to refuse if you wish.
I know.
But we need to ID you.
Or
And if you do not present your identification, you can face a non-traffic
Could.
citation.
you're saying could. I need you to say you will.
I'm giving you the opportunity to.
No, I need that ultimatum.
cooperative
I will
with
give you my ID if you say that I'm going to go get arrested if I don't give it to you.
So you'll give us if we say that.
If you say that, yes, sir. Because that's already grounds for me to set up litigation against you.
So you're threatening to sue us.
I ain't threatening nothing, brother.
That's what you just said.
It's not a
It
threat.
gives you grounds to
It's not a threat. It gives me grounds. Does it or does it not?
There was no need to run his ID, and officers like these are why cities face costly lawsuits. They could have simply let him go, but their fragile egos only worsen the situation, dragging it out unnecessarily.
Okay, so the easiest and simplest solution to this is for you to tell us your name, date of birth.
Joel.
Joel what?
Joel.
Okay, by just saying Joel, there's 1,000 Joels. I need a last name and a date of birth.
For
in
what?
order to
You're gonna run?
In order
I
to
told
confirm
you
who
want my
you
name.
are for the report, I need to have your name and date
You
of birth.
could. I didn't even have to give you my first name for that report. You could literally put the citizen or the guy or the suspect. Yes, you can. Yes, it does. I'm a law student here. You're not gonna come over here and try to violate my rights.
So
say it, and I'll give you my ID. Just say, if you don't give me your ID, I'm gonna arrest you.
So you want us to threaten you?
want us to
Yes,
threaten
I want you to give me that ultimatum if you really want the ID.
Threaten you. That's not how this is. Gonna
Why? Because you know you can't. You know you don't have that ultimatum. You know you can because you know that opens up for litigation.
The officer's intimidation was about to escalate even further. To make matters worse, one of them had to Google the laws on concealing identity, exposing just how unprepared they were.
Stay over.
No, I can't. I'm in your view.
I'm telling you, you need to stay over here.
Just keep recording, Sean. Don't let him intimidate you. Oh, let me take my hand on my pocket.
Thank you.
There's two guys right here with Glocks and scared of a 19-year-old with the phone, bro.
Well, I'm not scared of a 19-year-old with the phone I have. Come on, man, don't do that, okay?
No.
Seriously,
Can you,
that's
stick your
just
hand out your pocket?
me.
Do you see something in my pocket?
Okay, well, we would like for you to do that for us, just to be cooperative.
Oh,
okay?
just to be cooperative, like just
come on,
like for you to
don't-
say what you want me to do. Are you googling the laws right now? Because that's really what you should be doing right now. All right, cool.
You okay with that?
Yeah, continue reading.
Are
the
you
statute.
sure you're okay with that?
Yeah. I give you permission.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's okay.
I appreciate it.
Despite reading the statutes and laws on Google, Sergeant John was still determined to get the student's ID. However, fearing a lawsuit, they avoided directly ordering him to comply.
So here's why we need your name and date of birth. I'm going to read you the law because you are a law student, okay?
Sean, can you
According to
get
New
you?
Mexico, it's all being recorded.
Yeah, I know, but
My
those
body
are hard to
camera's
get.
running.
So I'm gonna use my own.
So concealing identity consists of concealing one's true name or identity or disguising oneself with the intent to obstruct the due execution of the law.
Am I obstructing?
Or, yes, technically you are, with the intent to intimidate, hinder, or interrupt any public officer or any person in illegal performance of his duties or exercise of his rights under the law of the United States.
Okay, so your investigation is investigating that I'm in possession of alcohol, right?
That's exactly
Okay,
what
and
we
if I don't
said.
if I give you my ID, is that gonna tell you if I do or do not have alcohol in that room?
If
Or is it
you-
just a way
if you
pathway
deny-
to find me with something?
You refusing to identify yourself
I
to
know.
us by name and date of birth,
Yeah.
full name,
Mm-hmm.
date of birth,
Mm-hmm.
that is concealing identity.
Yeah.
Okay?
Finally, the sergeant let his ego win over the law and ordered Martinez to show his ID under direct threat of arrest.
Show us your ID. We need to see your ID.
Or-
Or you will be arrested.
Thank you. You got that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that. For real.
Why do you use that term?
Because why the f you searching my shit? Like,
We're not searching
no,
your shit.
yes, that's
Go ahead and
a
identify him real quick,
seize of
please.
my identification. Is it or is it not?
It's not a seizure. We just
It's
need
a
to confirm-
seizure of my identification, yes or no?
We just need to see who you are in order to
I
go
told you my
forward in
fucking
the
name.
investigation.
Told you my. Today or did not?
Your legal name.
My
Give
legal
us
name?
your first name.
What is my Joel? Not the legal name or what?
Joel what?
He has my ID. Go look at it.
Perfect. That's all we needed. Thank you. That's all we needed. Any questions?
Just the report number.
Yeah, we'll get that here. We'll get that here in just a minute. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, Joel. We're done. Okay. Have a good night. You guys can go to your room now. Thank you. If we really wanted to push the issue, we could stop and lock the room down and get a search warrant. But we have an anonymous complaint. So,
After getting his ID, the officers ended the search and let him go. You really wonder how the ID helped them discover that he was innocent. As they were heading out of the building, Martinez had some strong words for them.
Are they? Oh, wait, they're right here.
Hi.
Oh, stand right here.
Just listening.
Yeah, you're listening? All right. Anything else I can help you guys with?
No, you're
So you're just gonna stand around and get paid?
Yeah, sure.
You're just gonna stand around and get paid, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can just prove some braces. I'm gonna get complaints on both of your asses.
Okay.
And Chief Donovan's gonna know about this shit because he knows who I am.
Chief Donovan knows you.
Chief Donovan knows who I am.
Okay, very good.
All right. And did you find anything with that ID, brother? Did you find out if there's alcohol in here or not with that ID? Nah. So what the fuck
You
was the
denied us
point?
consent, so that's fine.
I didn't give you consent. You could,
Exactly.
you wouldn't.
So we're not gonna argue with you. Have a nice day.
Get the f- out of here.
Well, this is actually a common area, so we're allowed to be
Fuck
here.
out, go work. I pay you for something. Yes, I
Why
pay
are
you
you
for something.
doing this?
Fuck out of here. Because you fuck ID for no reason, brother.
Oh, okay.
Get the fuck out of here.
Have a nice day, sir. Have a nice day.
Well, this was precisely the send-off these desperate cops deserved, and soon after this incident, Martinez filed a complaint with the police department. It is unclear if he pursued a lawsuit, but if he does, these officers' jobs could be on the line. Now that brings us to the end of this video. Today we saw satisfying moments of these informed lawyers owning these corrupt cops and taking them to the cleaners. It was truly shocking to see these officers having no sense of the law whatsoever and getting brutally owned by these attorneys. If you agree, please support us by liking this video. And if you enjoyed this video, watch how these dirty police officers were owned by their own bosses.
Leave him there, leave him there, leave him there, leave him there, leave him there.